Hopefully today is the day that I get a decent character on summoning. I only have 14 Ancient Shards. This is the free-to-play account, so I don't have much on this guy yet. No legendaries outside of the basic stuff you get from my promo code, and I got one decent epic, and that was off my 3 Sacred Shards. I have a whole 14 Ancient Shards that we're going to be ripping today, but before we get into that, I'm going to show off my account progression. Those of you guys that made a new account around the time that I did and filing a new guide, I'm going to go into what all I've been working on and what I'm going to be working on next. So maybe around the same point I am, this video might help you. So going in, what I've been doing almost with all of my stamina is just making 6-star fodder. Okay, so I'm just going in. Here's a 1 5-star. I ascended him because I was doing a challenge, and it's easier to ascend a 1 or 2-star champion, less resources to do so. So I did that just to finish up that challenge. But going in, I have all of this. I only have 1 6-star still. I've not done any extra because I'm currently waiting for a champion training event. So with the champion training event, once I go in and put all the resources into 6-star, I will get some free rewards from it. Again, one of the biggest things you can do with Raid is try to time out your resource spending. There is a fusion event getting ready to happen, and I'm not going for it. I don't have enough shards. It's just not possible on a free-to-play account until I get my clan boss team more set up. That's where we're at. So real quick, I'll show the little promotional thing I have to, and then we'll get back and I'll show the rest of everything I'm currently working on. Now's your chance to become part of my team by clicking my link in the description to get the free legendary Elenaril as well as Vergis, Tagoar, and Deacon Armstrong as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Player and Play on your PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register using a new email address. From there, launch Raid, complete the tutorial, then go to your mailbox and claim your first champ. Lastly, use the promo code Desert Queen to get the insane Void Legendary Tagoar for free on top of all those other free champions. That's all you need to do to get these awesome free champs. So click my link in the description now before it expires. Okay, so outside of working on 6 stars, I've been doing the missions a little bit. So with the missions, the next thing is to get 2 champions to rank 6. I have the fodder for that. I've got almost enough to make 3 6 stars currently on the account. My silver is from selling the artifacts I've been farming stage 12-3 of campaign with Kale. I have 700 stamina, which I just redeemed the promo code Chaos Awakes. If you have not redeemed that promo code, it will be down in the description, but Chaos Awakes gives 500 energy. It's a big one. So use that promo code if it's still available at the time of watching this. Now, from here, I'm going to do some summons, but the characters I'm currently working on is Luminicity, the character we got for free. I had made a video the other day. I don't know where my brain was, but I got a comment about it, and I was like, where am I going to use Luminicity? And then I remembered she's a free character, and we are getting the 5-star Perfect Soul, or Split Soul for her is what it's called. With this, I am going to be putting her on Brimstone, which she's already on it, and Brimstone is the ability to do additional damage based off enemy max HP. So here, oh my gosh, if I click the right thing, right here, once you do your Awakenings, you are going to be able to, or put a soul into a character, I don't know what it's properly called, I think it's Awakenings, you can get different abilities. With the free legendary champions they give you, especially when they're giving you 5-star free souls along the way, like this, Alice was one that they did that for, if you've seen Alice in the game, you get a ton of extra stat. This is huge for building up your characters. Usually, whatever free character you get and get this free soul for is going to end up being your strongest character. Now, the reason this is so important, getting Smite on them, is it will be doing enemy max HP based damage. So it's like a poison, but it's a massive poison, and it procs constantly. So once you get a character on this and get the 5-star Perfect Soul, you, for 1, get the free accuracy for landing your debuffs, but 2, get all these extra stats to stay alive, 3, infinite extra damage just from using the same character you were already using. So Luminicity is going to be just a core for all boss content, especially clan boss. Having a character on Brimstone for clan boss is super important. So Luminicity is one of the characters I'm working on. In terms of what I'm going to be 6-starring, I'll be 6-starring my core main team. So if you use my promo code to get into the game, you're going to have the same characters I do, except for maybe you chose to use Tholen instead of Tagoar, which is perfectly fine. I think Tagoar, and long term, I'm going to be much happier I have her. But Tholen, early game, you're probably loving seeing him smash everything. They're both great characters. But Tagoar being a Void character, I can use her for Chimera, I can use her for Hydra, I can use her for a lot of the in-game content. But my 6-star order right now is probably going to be Kale, Luminicity, Tagoar, Tagoar, and then I'm going to 6-star Deacon Armstrong. So Deacon Armstrong you get at level 45 if you use my promo code. That is going to be my core team. Deacon Armstrong is pretty much going to replace War Maiden. We want him to be the fastest character on our team. He is going to be a speed lead for Arena, which is huge, plus he defense breaks. He's going to be usable in all content, and this gives me a pretty rounded out roster. I have a Poisoner, General Damage Dealer, I have a Cleanser, plus a Healer, because she puts continuing heals, and then with Deacon, I'm going to have the decreased defense, and I believe he gets attack up, maybe I'm wrong, but next up we're going to have our Smite character, or our Brimstone character, to do additional damage, and we're going to have a Reviver. So that covers basically all the core easy things we need. Now there are going to be additional roles we're going to have to figure out for different bosses. We're going to need a Provoker, we're going to need probably another Reviver, we're going to need a Cleanser. If any of you guys bought that first starter pack, you're going to have Rector Drath, which will help you tremendously, but I'm doing my account free to play, so I do not have her, unfortunately, but you will need other roles eventually. But with Luminicity, we will have to work on her Ascensions, which during the next Force Keep, we will do that. Going through the missions, though, I'm going to continue pushing through these. Hopefully you guys are as well. There's a bunch of summons you can get within this. And then at the very end, you are going to have to fuse Relic Keeper. With fusing Relic Keeper, we've already done Judiciary. So I just have to go farm all of these. As you see, I can get him from Vladimir Strait, and I get her from Catacombs of Narek, or what is that called? Catacombs of Narbuck. My bad. I had to get those, and then I've already got one of him sitting. So we have all the characters needed for this, or I just have to go farm a tiny bit, and we'll be there. In terms of other things I've worked a little bit on, I did a tiny bit of the artifact farming. I will do these more in the future. This free stamina just helps you make 6 stars. These missions are kind of crappy because you're farming for low rarity gear, but you do end up getting some books out of it, epic books, which are nice. And then these dungeons missions, I am working on them as we go. So I need a heal reduction debuff on the Spirit Guardian. So heal reduction, you have to find a champion that has that. You do get one for free. I believe it's Rocktooth early game, but we have Luminicity on my account, so I'll be using her to beat this, and I just mix one superior potion of any affinity. That's easy. So affinities, get some more summons along the way. In terms of arena, I'm just doing my basic arena attacks every day. I make sure to do at least 10 to get the rewards from it, but just slowly progressing through each one of these things. Once I boost up the next 6-star champion, these 2 things will be finished, and just slowly progressing through whatever I can. Now, in terms of my dungeon farming and whatnot, I'm not really focused or doing any of this right now. I can do up to Dragon Slayer 13, but if I'm going to ever do this, it would be for farming for one of the missions here. So again, anytime you want to spend your resources, always first look if you can double dip. So in here we have our fusion event. So with the fusion warm-up, that means the fusion's coming, which means there's going to be a bunch of missions that give characters plus a bunch of rewards on top of the free character that you can get, but it costs a lot. And the hardest thing with fusion events, again, are the summons. I only have 14 ancients. There's no world where that's enough. You need like 4 sacreds, I think. 4 sacreds worth. So if you have like 3 sacreds plus a little batch of these down here, or 2 sacreds and a bunch of mystery shards, you can make it work, but I know I cannot. So I am going to be using my Ancient Shards today and hoping for another or some kind of good character. But otherwise, all my resources I am saving for those events. So there's going to be gear enhancement events that come up, which is why I'm saving my silver. And then there's going to be champion training events, which I am saving all of my 4-star fodder for. And then I will go and boost up those characters and then make my next 6 stars. By the time I make one of those events comes up, I'll be able to make 2 new 6 stars. And again, it'll be my Luminicity and my Tagoar. And then I'll finish off with Twanarek and Deacon. After I do that, though, my next mission, once all those characters are 6-starred, I am going to be coming in and I am going to be heavily farming Minotaur stage 15. Once I get to Minotaur stage 15, that's probably where I'm going to sit for a good 2 weeks of just straight farming that with all of my stamina. Anything that I can do outside of the missions, if there's a mission, I'll go for it, potentially depending on the reward. But Minotaur, once Minotaur is done and all my champions are on War Mastery, then I will have a okay enough clan boss team to start tackling, hopefully at least Nightmare. I'm going to have to look for a better clan. The thing is, if you guys are to this point and getting to where you need a better clan, you can join the Discord. I may end up just making one if there's enough of you that need a clan that are at least 2, like around the same point I am here in the video, we'll just get a clan with all of us together. So now I'm going to go in, we're going to rip our summons, pray we get anything. I think I'm going to take Tholen out of this. I think if I got Tholen, it'd kind of be fun because that's the 2 characters, Twanarek and Tholen, that people are going through the game with. So I'll put them on there. It's a progressive rate up. There's not a good chance I'm going to get him. But since it's a 2x event and I'm not going to be able to go for a fusion, I'm going to go ahead and just use my summons. So with the 2x events, it's also epic raid up. So having this could be fantastic. One of the other things I'm going to be trying to start focusing on is faction wars. So this is going to be kind of a decent character. The problem is it's a one enemy attack. It is a Sylvan Watcher though, so that gives me something for potentially clan boss. We'll go and check the ratings of the characters and see at the end too. Nice, 2 epics. Pretty sure he's pretty fun too. He gives a shield and strengthen buff, heals the champion 50% whenever an ally or enemy dies, so he stays alive. All right, that's something. He is a Shadowkin. I just need to round out as much as I can for faction wars because that is going to be one of the things I want to get into next. So Solaris, and we'll do a 10 pull for the last 10. Hopefully I get a legendary, that'd be huge. I doubt I do though. I get unlucky on every new account. I don't think I've ever gotten something exciting. Okay, I am going to rip my Void Shard. I am probably going to rip my Void Shard. Please see gold. All right, there's 1, 2, Old Grunkus. All right, so no legendary on my account yet, but this guy, Lizard Man, Perfect Veil, increased attack. He has a lot of debuff or buffs he puts up on all allies whose attack is higher than the defense. Very weird. Heals all allies, so he's got some sustain. Okay, and then last, Old Gruckus. Ugly. But Old Gruckus is going to be attacks on enemy, 80% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff and heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. So it's a heal reduction. We were talking about we needed that for whatever, but I have Luminacy for the challenge that we're on for Spirit. Attacks one enemy, decreased speed debuff, 40% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 30%, and attacks one enemy 3 times. So I don't know. I don't know where I'd use him. He is a speed lead though, but it's only in dungeons. Attacks on enemy 3 times each, has 50% chance of putting leech. Not the worst. As a leech at least. I don't know if I'll end up using any of these characters, but I am going to go ahead and rip the Void Shard too. Never know, I could get a Cold Heart and that could be absolutely game changing, or a Pain Keeper. Cold Heart. Oh, dang it, I got a Harvester. It has 90% chance to increase the cooldown of 1 of target skills by 2 turns. Block buffs. I don't think I'm going to use her at all. We'll see. 19 reviews. Okay, so there is our 7 session. No luck so far on the account. We're just going to keep progressing a little bit more. There is a champion chase tournament going on, which is why I went for that. We did get another soul, so I will go rip that. We're 1,500 away from that. Not going to worry about it. And then one thing with the challenges, I only have 25 of those, so no things I can claim there. Let's rip our last soul stone and see if we get anything to wrap up the video. Can I please have a Kale? 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 No! Okay, no upgrades to the account, which is kind of a good thing. I'm going to be working with the bare minimum for my account. So one of the other things I'm going to be kind of looking into is the faction wars. Seeing if I can make something for that. Just trying to get this slightly boosted up. Just get these couple free rewards here would be massive. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I can get some more summons. We start getting some new stuff on the account. But I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.